Hi, welcome to another Power Blast podcast. So do you work those crazy graveyard hours or really crazy long hours at all? You're going to love this podcast because I'm going to tell you how to exercise when working a night shift. Stay tuned. Hey, my friend, Perry Tinsley here, creator of the Power Blast podcast, the power of possibility, passion, and purpose. And we're going to talk about exercise when you're on that graveyard shift. Some people work it as a swing shift where their hours vary, but there are sometimes, like my brother-in-law, for instance, he works the overnight shift all the time, regularly. So I know it's hard when it comes to exercise, and I've had experience with the swing shift schedules before. It's been years, but I remember how challenging it was, how groggy you felt, how just off schedule you felt. So if that's you, or if you know of somebody that you that can relate, and they're wanting to get, maybe fit or just lose a few pounds or just get in shape, these tips will definitely help. And before I dig into that, I do want to mention there's been a lot of traction with, I'm always a big proponent of morning rituals, morning mindset. And this will apply even if you're a person who works the overnight shift. You can just, whenever your morning is, if you go over to morningsuccesshabits.com, I've got 14 great simple habits and strategies that you can do. It's a free download that you can do to get your mindset right, for productivity, for energy, for focus. So go and download those tips, morningsuccesshabits.com, and you can take advantage of that. And let's dig into the exercise stuff. So I know it's hard to do that, and getting an exercise is even more challenging because for a lot of people, it's a struggle during regular, normal hours. And here we are trying to squeeze it in or trying to get it in when you've got this unnatural schedule. You probably, if you're like most people, or the way I was, is you got done with your shift. Maybe you got home 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and maybe you veg out for a bit on the couch, but you still felt, you could just feel the energy just leaving your body. You gobble down some food mindlessly, maybe watch a little news or whatever, or TV, and then you hit the bed, and you wake up hours later, groggy, feeling out of it, feeling lost, like what time is it? How did I lose a whole day? And it just feels off. So figuring out how and when to exercise during those unnatural hours, it's not an easy task, but it can be done. And it's so beneficial, especially when you're working those crazy long hours overnight. The benefits of exercise can really do the body good. So here's some tips for you, for finding what works. So one tip is to definitely experiment. Find out what is the best time to work out for you. Now, it's going to take a little bit of experimenting, and you're going to need to try probably some different exercises, but I think it varies between people. So it's from person to person. So whatever I share with you, you're just going to have to try it out to see if it works for you. So there's no hard and fast rule that you have to work out before work, during work, after work, whatever. But I think we could all agree that physical activity relieves stress, boosts your mood, energy, concentration, so that that is kind of some of the benefits for it. So you may find that exercising before work might be the way to go. So that's where I would start. So before work, if you're feeling tired, moody, drained, I think exercise may even be more beneficial than a coffee or an energy drink. But if it's me, I'm getting like a good pre-workout. I'm going in, maybe working out an hour and a half, hour before work. I know sometimes people need to get done, so maybe it's 2 hours before work. But something that can boost your energy, get through the workout, and then spend like 30 minutes doing some sort of, maybe it's cardiovascular stuff, maybe it's swimming, maybe it's biking, hiking, maybe it's playing a sport if you can fit that into your schedule, and your team or whatever sport you're doing allows you to do that with your schedule. But by doing some of the exercise, now I work out from home. Doing some of the exercises, I think you'll find that it may really improve your mood and your energy to get you through the evening shift. One of the other things that I've heard people do is exercise during work, if possible. That might mean keeping some light weights near your desk. This is assuming that you've got that type of career where there's a desk, or maybe having a stability ball or resistance band there. If you're lucky enough to have an office that provides a fitness center, maybe it's just hopping on the bike there. So I would say maybe even keep some tennis shoes nearby, and when you travel, or just an extra set that you keep at work. Now, for some people, after work might be the way to do it, and that may be beneficial to give you a deeper sleep to do that. So if your shift ends at 6 or 7 a.m., maybe it's some light stretches, maybe it's yoga. I wouldn't necessarily go out for a full hour run or anything like that, because that may spike your energy to get a good restful sleep. That being said, maybe it's energy, and maybe you're going to accomplish some other things during the day before you go to sleep later in the morning or early afternoon. So once again, you just want to experiment with that. And if it's just too tough to get to the gym, try out different things at home. Like I said, I use my living room many times during the week for my workouts. But you can go biking, you can go running, you can go walking. Just get out and around the house, get a set of dumbbells or kettlebells or a yoga mat. There's a lot of home workouts that you can do that you can stream. Just go online and stream right into your TV and follow along as you go. So you don't even have to overthink it too much. Another tip is to be patient and just listen to your body. Developing a routine takes time, and habits take time as well, but they're worth the effort. So start slowly. Even if, I know I said 30 minutes, but even if it's 10 or 20 minutes before or after work, or maybe it's 10 minutes before work and 10 minutes after work, if you can follow a set routine that gives you some cardio and some strength training, some flexibility, and be patient with yourself and find the activity that you can stick with, then it's going to be more consistent and it's going to pay off for you in the long run. So when it comes to exercise, make it obvious, follow a plan if you can, make it appealing, make it something you'll enjoy, make it easy and keep it straightforward and doable, and make it satisfying. Reward yourself with a non-food item or non-food sort of reward, just to reward yourself that you made it through the week, you got done. Because when you're rewarding yourself with food, unless it's healthy food of some sort, then you can have some setbacks there. So I'd rethink it. Maybe it's, hey, we're going to go to the movies, or hey, I've earned it, so I'm going to visit a amusement park this week, or whatever it is. I'm just making up stuff. So just remind yourself that you're still doing good for your body. You're still trying. You're showing up for yourself. You're making changes in the right direction, and you're creating a healthier lifestyle. And keep it going. All right? Here's some tips. If you can get out in nature before or after work, I think nature has a lot of benefits. It can energize you. It can get rid of negativity. And there's just some sort of connectedness with getting sun, and you just feel a little bit more energized. If you can do that, walk through a park or whatever, that's one bonus. And the other tip, I guess, is to not use your job as an excuse. There's a lot of people that have jobs that they're on their feet a lot, or they're walking a lot. And it's, we're talking healthcare, food industry, security, people stocking shelves, etc., airline employees. There's a lot of careers out there, right? And people can rack up a lot of steps and a lot of miles on their Fitbit. I look at that as bonus. Don't dupe that out of, let that dupe you out of working out. Think of it as bonus. You got bonus steps, you got bonus exercise, and then work on, I like strength training. I think strength training there's a lot of benefits to that. So you might be saying, well, I stocked shelves all night. I've done all the strength training I could. Maybe it's just doing something a little more systematically with the exercises that can just work different muscle groups. Maybe it's just doing cardio. Maybe because you've been lifting so much, maybe you're needing the stretching and the recovery sort of things with yoga. So it's easy to justify a long shift, I'm sure, when you're really exhausted and you're like, I just need to sleep more. Maybe tomorrow I'll get at it, right? But the more inactive you are, the harder it is to get active. And the more active you are, the easier it is to get active. So you just need to start, get rid of the excuses, because excuses, those are stories that you're telling yourself, you're actually convincing yourself it's not important to exercise. And your brain always looks for the easy way out. So no more excuses. Put yourself first. Make yourself a priority. Find out what works best. And, take your time. Give yourself grace. It'll be so worth it in the long run. It's a process and it's a journey. And with some experimenting and patience, you'll be moving closer to your health and fitness goals. So I hope that helped you. And hey, don't forget, download my tips for morning success habits. Oh my gosh, you're going to absolutely love those. Those will really power up your day as well. And some of the habits in there are to do some exercise. That's at morningsuccesshabits.com. You absolutely rock, my friend. I'm so appreciative for you jumping on this podcast. And as always, remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.